Hello everyone. So previously we had successfully designed a multi-factor authentication system. So today we are asked to design a password vault system, right? So let's see what the question states here. Design a simple password vault system in Python that securely stores, retrieves, lists this one and deletes account credentials, right? All passwords must be encrypted and decrypted using symmetric key encryption, nothing but Fernet. Fernet is nothing but one of the algorithms, I believe. Yeah, all the passwords must be encrypted and decrypted using symmetric key encryption, nothing but Fernet, without using any external databases. They have asked us to go with the in memory, right? As we are just going with a single file CLI demo, they have asked us to go with in memory, right? First, let's collect the this one functional as well as the non-functional requirements. Then we can move towards the solution side, or then we can move with the other this one. Then we can move on with the other steps actually. Yep. First, let's collect the functional as well as the non-functional requirements. So let's go with the functional requirements first. The first requirement here is users can add the account credentials, or users should be able to add the account credentials, right? Users can retrieve stored password securely. So this is one of the requirement as well. User can list all the stored accounts. User can list all stored accounts. So this is one of the important things. User can delete the credentials by service name. User can delete credentials by service name. The last one is data should be encrypted or decrypted before storing or viewing. Before storing or viewing. Right. Let's move on with the non-functional requirements here. The first non-functional requirement here is lightweight and in memory. Lightweight and in memory. The second one is secure encryption using symmetric key. We have to secure the encryption using a simple symmetric key. Next, third one, we have to concentrate on this one. Extensibility, right? It should be easy to extend. Yeah, so this is fine. These are some of the functional as well as the non-functional requirements, right? So based on the functional as well as the non-functional requirements and the question, so I found that this algorithm would be better. So they have asked us to go with the format, this one itself, um, uh, encryption or the decryption algorithm itself, right? So the main choice here is, so we will be going with a Fernet encryption and decryption algorithm. Yep. Using Fernet symmetric key encryption from the cryptography module, we will be making use of the cryptography module as well for the simplicity and the security. For simplicity and security, right? First of all, it provides confidentiality, integrity, and authentication. Yeah, it provides confidentiality, integrity, and authentication, right? So now this is going to be our algorithm choice actually. We'll be going with Fernet encryption or decryption algorithm. Yep. Next, let's do one thing. Let's move on with the, as we are done with algorithm choice, let's move on with the concurrency and the data model part. Yeah. So here for the concurrency, since this is a single user local vault, so we are going with a single user local vault itself. Concurrency here is minimal, right? So we are going with a single file, this one CLI demo, and also we are going with a single user local vault, right? So concurrency is minimal here. Future expansion can make use of, we can just go with the threading.lock here, right? For the concurrent access. For the concurrent access, we can just go with a threading.lock, right? So this is fine. Data model, you can just have a look into it. Service. So within that, we have username and encrypted password. Service, username and the encrypted password. Yep. So this is the data model. Yep. As we are going with a in-memory dictionary, we are asked to go with the in-memory itself. We don't have to go with any external database. Um, as per the question or as per the criteria. So we will be going with the in-memory dictionary, right? In-memory dictionary. Python dictionaries will be making use of. Now we have come to the main part, or we have discussed the very important parts. One is this one algorithm choice, and another one is concurrency as well as the data model. Based on that, I have designed an UML diagram here. Just have a look into it, right? So this is the this one base class actually. So this is the base class actually we'll be making use of, right? So we will be going with a base class password vault, right? So this is the base class actually. Within that, we'll be going with the two parameters. One is vault data and another one is key, right? Vault data, which is of the type dict, and key, which is of the type bytes actually, right? Vault data, which is of the type dict, and key, which is of the type bytes, right? So these are the parameters. Yeah, we'll be considering. And also we'll be going with only one class for this particular this one question actually. So we will be making use of six methods actually. Yeah, six methods or the functions, however you call it. So as we'll be going with a class actually, we'll be going with the OOP design, right? So as we'll be going with the class, so we'll be making use of the add account. First thing, add account method. Second one, we'll be making use of the get password method. Third method, we will be going with the list account. List accounts actually, we should be able to list the accounts actually. Fourth one, we'll be able to or we'll be going with a delete account method. Fifth method we'll be going with this one encrypt password, and the sixth method we will be going with decrypt password, right? So these are the six methods that we'll be making use of, right? Add account, get password, list account, delete account, encrypt password, as well as the decrypt password. Decrypt password, yeah. So these are some of the methods that we'll be making use of, right? So this is the base class. So this is fine, I believe. So we have discussed the algorithm choice. Yep. Then the second one, the main one, we have discussed the concurrency and the data model as well. Based on those two, we have successfully designed the UML diagram as well. The same thing we'll be making use of here, the parameters, the methods, along with the class. Yeah, along with the class or the classes. In this case, we have only one class. So along with the class, the only thing is we will be adding the logic to the methods. That's the only thing that we'll be doing extra, right? So we have successfully designed the UML diagram, or this thing. Our job is almost done. All we have to do is write the code, right? So we will be going with the six methods, and we'll be making use of the vault data as well as the key parameters. Vault data, which is of the type text, and key, which is of the type bytes, and password vault class will be going with actually. So these are the things that we'll be making use of. Now it's the best time to write the code. Let's start writing the code. See, let's start writing the question. First, we'll be importing Phonet encryption from the cryptography library as discussed, right? Phonet, what it does actually, it provides symmetric encryption, right? Same key for the encrypt or decrypt, right? So I'll just go with here from, sorry, one second, just give me a second here. Yeah, from cryptography, yeah, I'll just import here, cryptography dot, I'll just go with a Phonet here, right? So let me import Phonet itself, right? So yeah, this is fine, I believe. Next, let's go with the main class, nothing but password vault. We have only one class as per the UML diagram, right? I'll just go with password vault. Yep, so this is fine. So within the base class, first thing, let's go with the initialization or the constructor part here. One second, let's wait, this has to show. Yep, so let me delete this one along with the self. I don't need anything. So now we need key, we need cipher, as well as we need vault data, right? First thing, key. Why we need key here? We'll be initializing the key to phonet.generate key. So uh, key generates a unique encryption key for the this one. What do we call? Vault instance. I'll just go with here self.key equals this one. Phonet.generate here. I'll just go with a generate key. So this is also fine. The next one is I'll just go with a cipher here. This one is fine. Let me initialize this one too. Format of key actually. Yeah, we go with key. So we are just creating a cipher object to perform encryption or decryption. So the final one here is we'll be going with a dictionary to hold all the credentials in the memory. Nothing but structure, service name followed by username, comma, encrypted password. This one we had discussed in the uh, what do we call data model actually, if you remember. Yep, I'll just go with here vault data. Sorry, one second. Yep, vault data. Let me initialize this one to the dictionary. Yep, let me come out of this one entirely. Now let's go with the first method, man. We have six methods, right? The first method is add account. Add account, basically it is the method to add the new account credentials securely, right? So I'll just go with here def add account. So this is fine. Along with the self, I need service, three parameters actually. Service, username, as well as password. Yep. So within the add account method, the first thing, we have to encrypt the plain password before storing, right? So I'll just go with a variable encrypted password, nothing but PW I'll consider, right? I'll just go with cipher. This has to show, yep, cipher. Dot, let me go with encrypt. This has to show as well. Yep. So let me go with password dot encode. Yeah, encode has to show, not showing. Let me type this one. Anyways, yep. So let me pass the parenthesis as well. So next one, after encrypting the plain password before storing, after that we have to store the service. Also, we have to store the username and the encrypted password as well. For that, I'll just write it in this way. Vault data of, let me pass the service actually, right? So let me pass the service. This is fine. Well, let me go with username actually, and let me go with encrypted password. This one, yeah. Uh, we have to confirm the message. So let me go with a print as well. I'll just go with print here. Hmm. If this one, let me go with the string interpolation as well. Let me go with a plus here. This is fine. I'll just go with added. Hmm. Service account securely. So this is fine, I believe. Yeah. Next, let's do one thing. We are done with this method. That this is it for the add account. Next, let's do one thing. Let's go with the second method actually, get password method. So this method is to retrieve and decrypt the stored password for a service. Just remember this. Yeah. I'll just go with def here. Get password. This is fine. Along with the self, I need one parameter that is nothing but the service, right? So within the get password method, we have to check if the requested service exists in the vault or not. I'll just go with if here. Let me go with service in this one, vault data actually. Just go with the vault data. So within the if condition, we have to fetch the username and encrypted password. So let me pass the username here. Let me pass the username and also let me go with the encrypted password here. I'll just go with encrypted password. This is not showing. What happened here? I have written the simple if condition here. If service in self vault data. Yep, this is fine. Why this is username is not defined? Eh? We have 1 second. We are going with the services parameter here. Include video. We consider this one then. Anyways, I'll just go with here. Let me assign this one. So then it will be gone actually, right? So I'll just go with the vault data service actually. Sorry, my system is very slow, man. Next, let's do one thing. We have to this one decrypt the stored encrypted password as well. I'll just go with decrypted actually password PW. Let me assign this one to cipher. This one. I'll just go with the decrypt actually. Yep. Let me go with the encrypted password. This one. I'll just give here decode. Yep. Let's do one thing. Next, we have to print the credentials neatly, right? So I'll just go with here three print statements actually. Just give me a second. So here I have printed these five lines actually. Three print statements. So we have to print the credentials neatly, right? First, we are going with the service string interpolation and we are passing the service here. We are going with the username and passing the username, password, and we are going with a decrypted password here. We are just passed decrypted password. Else, there is no search service found actually. We're just printing. We're just handling the missing service entry here. Else, we are what we are doing here, we have to handle the missing service entry, right? So for that one, I have just we are just printing actually no such service found. So this is fine, I believe. So we are done with this method, get password method, right? So this is fine. Next, what we are gonna do next? Let's move on with the third method. Nothing but list accounts. So basically, we have to display all the saved account names, right? For that, we'll be going with the list accounts method. I'll just go with def list accounts actually of, let me pass self here. right? So let me pass self. And within this one, if no data exists, then we have to show an empty message, right? I'll just go with if no, sorry, if not, I'll just go with the volt data here. Yep. So within the if, let me print something volt is empty, right? I'll just go with print here. This is fine. Mm, let me copy the same thing here and let me paste it over here, right? So let's close this one over here. I'll just give here volt is empty. Yep. So this is fine. Let me come out of this one entirely. Now we have to exit from here. So I'll just give return. So this is fine. Next, otherwise, we have to list all the stored services, right? So I'll just give print here again for the interactiveness. I'll just keep stored accounts, right? I'll just go with the stored accounts here. This is fine. At the next line, I'll just go with for SN, this one, vault data. I'll just go with the volt data. So this is fine. Let me print something for the interactiveness again. I'll just go with print here. This is fine. Let me pass the S actually. Yeah, we have considered S in the individual S in the volt data, right? Within the for loop. So this is fine. We are done with this method, list accounts method actually. Yeah, we are done with 4 methods, I believe, or 3. Add account, get password, list accounts actually. These 3 methods. We are left with 3 more methods, right? So actually we are going with the 4 methods. Yep, the other 2 are within that methods itself we are considering actually. This is fine. Next, let's do one thing. Let's go with the delete account. So this is enough, I believe. Yeah. So let's go with the delete account method. Yeah. So this is the method to delete an account entry from the vault actually. I'll just go with def. So let me do one thing. What happened here? Yeah, let me give the name first. I'll just go with delete account. Yep, so this is fine. The self, and let me go with the service actually. Let me go with service. Yep. So within the delete account method, the first thing we have to do is we have to check if the given service exists or not. For that, let's write the simple if condition for that, right? So I'll just go with if service and self this one dot volt data, right? I'll just go with the volt data. This is fine. Yep. So within the if condition, we have to remove it from the dictionary. I'll just go with delete here, del keyword, self dot volt data. This one volt data. This is fine. Let me go with a service. This is also fine. Yep. So now let's print something for the interactiveness. I'll just go with a print. Uh, I'll just give X here. This is fine. Let me go with deleted. So this is also fine. Let me go with service actually. Yep. Let me go with the service. So this is also fine from vault actually. From vault. Yep. So this is fine. Yeah. Else, else, mm, what we're gonna do else, we have to show the message if not found, right? So I'll just go with the print actually. So let me do one thing. Hyphen service not found actually. Yep, service not found. Yep, so this is fine, man. Yeah, we are done with this. We are done with all the methods actually. These are the methods. This is enough actually. Yep. So we have went with the initialization part first, nothing but the constructor part, then add account, then we have went with the get password, list accounts, then we went with the delete accounts. We have discussed this one step by step, right? So I don't think we have to, I mean, I think we don't have to discuss this one again, right? So this is fine. Next, usually I get the demo or the example usage from the Google. Let me take the demo or example usage from the Google. Just give me a second here. So let me do one thing over here. I'll just paste this one, right? So here I have called the main class here, nothing but the password vault, this one. Yeah. So we are calling the password vault class here. First, what we are doing here, let me this one, leave the space so that we understand this one clearly, right? So this is fine. First thing we have called the password vault. So this is fine. Next, we are creating an instance of the password vault class. This is fine. The next one, what we are doing, we are just adding the some sample credentials here, right? So 2 credentials we have added here successfully. If you just observe here, one is this one, Gmail mail, this one email, bharadwaj at the rate of gmail.com, and we are just going with the password, secure password 123, right? Secure pass 123. Yep. So next we are adding one more account, GitHub Manu 577228. So I'm just going with codebuff at the rate of 2025, right? So password. So next what we are doing, so we are listing all the stored accounts here, right? So we are listing all the stored accounts here. So this is fine. It has to list all the stored accounts. Next, what we are doing, we are retrieving one account's credentials, nothing but this one, get password of Gmail, this one. Yeah, this is fine, I believe. Next, we are deleting one account, nothing but the same thing, GitHub. Yep. Then we are listing all the accounts again, right? So we are just listing remaining accounts after deletion, right? So let me tell you one thing. What will be our output actually based on the example that we have considered? First, just give me a second here. Yep, 1 second. Just give me a second here. Yeah. Here, first thing is we are creating the instance of password vault. This is fine. Now we are what we are doing. We are adding this one, adding accounts, right? So we have added Gmail and GitHub actually. We have added for the Gmail and GitHub successfully. First, added Gmail account securely. Added GitHub account securely. That is the output that we need to get here, right? So added Gmail and GitHub account successfully. So this is first two lines. Then we are going with the stored accounts, right? So we are just listing the accounts. What are the stored accounts here? Stored accounts is what we have given in the print statement actually, right? Stored accounts actually, what are the stored accounts? Gmail as well as the GitHub. That we have to get the output. First we have to get here Gmail as well as next we have to get GitHub here, right? Next we have to get GitHub. So this is fine. Next, what we are doing, we are going with our, we have called the get password method here of Gmail, right? So we have to get the password for the Gmail, right? So service actually, we have to get Gmail, right? Service, we have to get Gmail here, username and password. Username, we have given this one, the same thing, Bharadwaj at the rate of gmail.com. And the password we have to get here, this one, secure password, this one, pass 123, the same thing, right? So finally what we are doing here, not finally, so this one, that's last but one step, we are deleting the account. What account we are deleting actually? The GitHub. It deleted, so we have to get deleted account from the this one, what do we call, deleted account from what, right? Deleted account from vault actually, yeah, from vault actually, right? So stored accounts, then we are just calling the list accounts here. So stored account is only, we are left with only Gmail. We have successfully deleted the GitHub actually, we are left with only Gmail. So this is the output that we need to get here, right? Look, so let's check the same actually accordingly with the this one, example usage or the demo usage, or accordingly with the example that we are going with. So this is the output that we need to get. So we have successfully discussed the output part. We have successfully discussed the coding part step by step as well. So it's good time to run the code. Let me copy the entire file name here. Let me give Control J. So let me give clear screen here. I'll just give Python followed by a file name.py, right? So let's wait for some time. So see here, added Gmail account securely. First one, where is it here? Accordingly with what we are going, Gmail account we are adding. So next we are adding the GitHub account here. Added GitHub account securely. These two things works absolutely correct. Yeah, these two things works absolutely correct. Next, we are storing the accounts, right? So here we are going with, we are calling the list accounts method. We are listing all the stored accounts, right? So what are the stored accounts here? Gmail and GitHub. See here, stored accounts, Gmail and GitHub, right? So let me enlarge this one. Yeah, this is fine actually. Yep, this is fine. Uh, this is fine. We are getting the stored accounts, Gmail and GitHub. Until here, everything is clear, I believe. Next, let's do one thing. Next, what we are doing, we are getting the password of the Gmail, stored account Gmail from by calling the get password method, right? From the vault actually. So see here, service, what we are calling actually Gmail. When we call the get password method, the name, this one actually, service along with the username and the password, we have to get actually accordingly with the code that we have written. Username, see here, accordingly with the Gmail, username is Bharadwaj at the rate of gmail.com. We are getting Bharadwaj at the rate of gmail.com. Password is secure pass 123, right? Here we are getting the correct password, secure pass 123. So we are getting the correct output. from the vault, right? So this is fine. We are getting the desired output. Next, what we are doing, we are calling the delete account method here, and we are deleting the GitHub, this one, GitHub account actually. Yeah. So GitHub account in the sense we are not deleting the GitHub account, we are deleting the GitHub credentials actually that we are stored in the vault, right? So GitHub, this one is fine. Yeah, this one is fine. Now we have deleted the GitHub. Then we are again calling the list accounts. So the stored accounts previously were Gmail and GitHub. GitHub has been deleted. Only Gmail has to be present when we call the list accounts, right? So see here, stored accounts, we are left with only Gmail that that is getting displayed here, meaning we are getting the desired output, or we are getting the absolute correct output here accordingly with the code that we have written. Yep, accordingly with the code that we have written. So whatever the code that we have written works absolutely correct, right? Whatever the code that we have written works absolutely correct. So now we have discussed whatever the code that we have written, and we have discussed the output part as well, and we got the desired output as well. Just now we discuss the same thing, right? So now it's the time to discuss the limitations for the code that we have written, right? So let's move on with the limitations for the code that we have written. So here, the first limitation is data is lost when program exits, right? Data is lost as we are not going with the any external database, right here, right? So just give me a second here. Did I miss anything actually? 1 second. Uh, Anyways, let's continue. Data is lost when program exits, right? So as we are not going with any external database, we are just going with in memory, right? Just for the single file CLI demo. Yep, data is lost when program exists. This is one of the limitation, right? So next, no authentication. Yep, no authentication in the sense, for example, master password, right? We are not going with any authentication. Yep, so this is one of the limitations. Third one, no persistence or multi-user feature, right? So no persistence in the sense we are not going with any external DB or multi-user feature. We have not implemented multi-user feature as well. Yep. So this is one of the limitations. And the fourth one here is simple CLI, no GUI, graphical user interface, or web layer, no GUI or web layer, right? So this is fine, I believe. Yep. Simple CLI, no GUI or web layer, right? So these are limitations of the code, right? Limitations for the code that we have written. Yep. Next, let's move on with the last part, nothing but the alternative algorithms and the trade-offs, right? So what are the alternative algorithms that we can go with apart from the algorithm that we have considered? Let's see the same actually. Let's discuss the same. So the first thing here, we can go with the AES, nothing but the advanced encryption standard, right? Advanced encryption standard. So we can go with this approach as well. Mainly, it stores the encryption with key management, right? We can just go with a stronger encryption with a key management here, right? The main trade-off is uh, the setup is complex actually. I can just write here more complex setup. So this one we have to take care of actually. More complex setup for the first one. AES, right? Advanced encryption. This one standard. The second one, we can just go with the local JSON storage as well, right? So this adds the persistence, right? So persist vault locally. We can expect this one persist vault locally, but the main trade-off here, slightly slower risk of local file exposure. This one, risk of, what is the risk actually? Risk of local file exposure, right? So this is one of the con actually. Yeah. So this is fine, I believe. Next, let's move on with the third one. We can just go with the this one. We can just add the database SQLite, right? SQLite based vault, right? So this is lightweight persistent database, lightweight persistent database. But the trade-off here, it adds the DB dependency, right? It adds the DB dependency. Yeah, this is fine. This we have to take care of. So the final one is multi-threaded vault, right? Multi-threaded vault. The main thing here, we can expect the parallel operations. The main trade-off here is it causes overhead for single user mode. It causes here causes overhead for single user mode, right? It causes overhead for single user mode actually. this is fine. Yeah, it causes overhead for single user mode. Yep. So these are some of the alternative algorithms and the trade-offs, right? So this is fine, man. Yep. So this is fine. We are done with the this one. We have successfully designed actually password vault system, right? We have successfully designed a password vault system, right? Accordingly with the criteria or the requirements that they have given. Yep. So I hope whatever the code that we have written, I mean, I hope whatever we have discussed is completely clear first, along with the UML diagram and the code that we have written. Yep. Next, what we will be doing, we will be designing e-commerce shopping cart, right? So we'll be going with, or we'll be designing an e-commerce shopping cart next. For now, this is it. Thanks for watching, guys.